ace some attorneys.
That is exactly the time. Go do your investigating and stuff. And I will comment on the dumb characters and plot holes.
We haven't had any plot holes so far.
Sorry, no plot holes, just everybody being absolute idiots to continue the plot.
Yeah,
it's not plot holes, just we're
just filled with incompetence. But I guess that's what happens when everybody's wearing lead-rimmed hats and shit.
You're a lead-rimmed hat. Got him.
Damn. That's why the expression "mad as a hatter" exists, in case you didn't know. They used to have mercury in the headbands to help some of the inner dressings down. So hatters would be exposed to a large quantity of mercury, which would seep in through their skin and drive them slowly insane.
I just assumed it's because it's a retail job and that kind of drives everyone insane.
I think that was like the second unspoken part of it, but scientifically speaking.
Yeah, who cares about science?
9th January, SS Buddha, first class cabin, passage.
Wish we hadn't been thrown out like that. Why?
I don't know, man.
Bro, just speak.
You didn't want me to do my best Derek Zoolander impression? I've got the black lung pop.
Just go. Otherwise, we're going to be here for literal months.
I wish we'd managed to find some clues to what the speckled man might be. We didn't manage to investigate at all. And I imagine that we won't be able to for a while longer. We'll never get past that sailor guarding the door. He's clearly glaring at us as if to say, don't even think about it. Oh, wait a minute. What is it? Well, what happened to our great detective friend? Where did he go? Oh shit. Is he still in the wardrobe? Present hands.
Why'd you say like a video game prompt? Press X to present hand.
Hello, comrade.
Would you like a bigger shirt?
Right, it's Biff stroking off.
Back on this again.
It's the best name. What? Why you look like that? You want something? Hmm? Maybe you want me to throw you out again. No, definitely not that. Next time I have to throw you out, I show you where lobsters spend winter. Understand?
Where do lobsters spend winter?
I think at the bottom of the ocean.
Isn't that where they normally spend time? That's why I was like, do they spend somewhere special because winter?
He's not by the door. Make a run for it. Yeah, I'm aware. Damn.
Alright, cool. Just make sure everything still sounds good, and it still does, because...
Jeez.
Yes. You should definitely go for it.
He strongly considered it last time.
He was going to. Until I got slapped.
Your accommodations confined to the wardrobe. Oh, fuck you. I wonder if Hosonaga managed to discover any new clues. Alright.
Could you just enter through the door that you looked at?
Had to move.
You clicked on the door and they went,
that was to inspect.
This game is stupid.
Yep. No subject, I wonder if Hosonaga is unscathed. What do you mean unscathed? Surely you haven't forgotten, have you? Don't you remember what he said about allowing you out of this cabin to investigate? He was going to talk to the captain about it. He said he'd lay his life on the line for you. Oh, yeah. But I'm sure he was exaggerating. Let's see what he has to say for himself. Is Hosonaga around? Am I dumb? Oh, there he is. Just out of sight.
Look with your special eyes.
He's seen better days.
Did you not hear what they just said?
That he was joking about having to risk his life for it, but it seems
that he'd seen better days. That he'd been. They were talking about how he was being like.
When I told the captain that I'd given you permission to investigate, he told me he'd pummel me with his fists and then toss me overboard. But the pummeling was over in a flash, and he must have decided against throwing me overboard. So it was nothing really. It's like he wasn't joking when he said he'd lay his life on the line for me. Well, thanks to your efforts, we now know a little bit about the neighboring cabin. Yes, so I understand. Oh. I bumped into a man claiming to be a great detective a little while ago. His name was something like Herlock Sholmes. I don't think he was German, though. That explains it.
Also, by the way, objection.
Ah, yes, I see we have been objected to.
Unfortunately, there haven't been any bang in this one yet.
No, but now we have, instead of bang, it's present hands.
There's also a sword. Yeah.
Alright, so... Nicolina Pavlova. Oh, do you know who she is? Please, what self-respecting ballet fan wouldn't know that gracefully?
And it is ballet fan.
Okay. Oops, I think I have set up here. Well, that tells us the neighboring cabin is unrelated to the case, at least. Oh, how? Because angels don't go around committing crime, do they?
Puppy for the walk. Take the lead do for a walk.
Alright, you enjoy it.
I'm just having that right here, Goshi is keep going. I am simple man. I hear dog, I happy.
If I'm honest, there's very much little I can do. Our duty is to make sure the scene is disturbed, ready to hand over to Hong Kong police. So I'm keeping watch here, trying not to take my eyes off the job. Oh, I see. Ah, there is one thing. I do have a small piece of new information for you. Oh? What do you got, Inspector? It's this. The Buria's medical officer has finished his examination of the body, and I've managed to obtain the report. Oh, cousin was post-mortem. So, what was the cause of death?
Death.
Damage to the cervical vertebrae. Yo, they broke his back.
How did they do a bane?
Oh, cervical vertebrae is in the spine. I'm sorry, I'm thinking of...
Isn't the spine part of your back?
I mean, did I say back or neck?
You said back and then spine.
My brain don't work. His neck was broken. Turns out they found no trace of poison in his system. But what weapon was used then? These hands. Maybe a blood object. It wouldn't leave a mark. It's Biff Stroganoff.
Why are you accusing your boy?
Because he's the only one that's strong enough to do it.
We looked at anybody else here. Or the person who gave him the detective.
The captain.
Yeah. Maybe the captain did. Or maybe it was...
the way that they're suggesting it is he got hit in his head and it snapped his neck around and that's what killed him. But...
Hey Alex.
Yeah.
These are also blunt force objects.
Oh,
Also make objects to your joke.
I'm just saying. It was a good joke, okay?
Hey Alex. No haste.
Yeah. Alright,
A great detective.
Learn about Mr. Sholmes. Yes, he seemed to be enjoying himself a little too much as he crept about on the floor investigating. But then he suddenly left. I suppose he must have become bored. Do you say anything? Actually, now you mention it, yes. Just one thing, but he practically shouted it. It's shoe polish, was all he said. Shoe polish.
What's that?
That's ink, though. It was over there by that piece of broken glass. Oh, that's what's there.
Okay, so who has shoes? Let's narrow down the suspects. You wouldn't need shoe polish unless you had shoes.
How do you know it was shoe polish? I don't know. What is it? Well, Kazuma-sama was wearing leather shoes with a very dark tan hue. Sort of dark brownish red, aka brick color. Does this mean that this mark was made by the polish on Kazuma's shoes as they were scuffed on the floor? Okay. Thanks, Hosonaga. That's really all I can tell you at this stage. I should return to my post. My fellow crewmen's eyes are boring into the back of my head. Yeah, that might be for the best. Thank you. Poor Inspector. You look exhausted. Oh, no. Well. I feel terrible that I failed to protect Asogi-san. He was my responsibility. Of course, my pain is nothing compared to yours. We were his friends. Or what about the dead guy?
He's not feeling much pain now.
The truth is, I seem to have had a heavy head ever since I woke this morning. So he's not the only one. Hello, comrade. You, where did you go? Oh, sorry, I just went to the next door cabin too. Why? Who gave you permission for this? Well, Seaman Hosonaga did. That new Japanese, was it? Later, I will roll him into a ball and throw him in a cold room.
Everybody really just wants to believe it.
Oof,
that's what I'm understanding.
The door. Yep. Great. When we get back to Japan, we'll have to take the first steak at La Carnival.
Oh no, not again.
It'll be a very long time from now, Naruto-san.
Why do we like going back to the first crime scene? Because right after we won, didn't we go to the Carnival?
Yeah.
And I was just like, oh yeah, we'll do it again. What's the worst that happens? Someone dies again.
Let's inspect events. So this ventilator joins into Pablo's cabin. And just a few minutes before he died, Kazuma saw something emerging from it. The speckled band, as he described it. If only Miss Pavlova had been able to shed some light on it, but she seems as baffled as we are. I wonder if she's telling us everything now. Not sure. I know most people aboard would say the same thing about me, but there was something about that one that didn't sit right with me. A faint whistling sound. 1:35 a.m. What looks like some sort of speckled band is dangling from the ventilator grill. Looking at his writing here on this page, it's almost impossible to believe that he's gone. Well, there's a valuable clue in these words, I'm sure of it. We have to solve this mystery.
Yeah.
You spell the Russian word for wardrobe. Does seem to be an unambiguous pointer to you as you were sleeping. But to be truly unambiguous, it should have just spelled out my name, don't you think? Well, either way, one fact remains. It's hard to imagine that Kazuma-san would have written his last word, or word, in Russian. Which means who did write it?
The murderer. Sword.
So true, bestie. Books.
Yeah. Someone decided to remove them.
Yes.
Tampering with evidence, but sword.
We have to look after the ship's property. Unruly behavior in cabins leads to damage. It really wasn't me who knocked them over. Well, anyway, I feel much better now that they're neatly lined up. I can't relax when things are untidy.
Like if you had some amount of loose ends.
Sword.
Sorry, we can check.
The rules of passage.
Yeah, we already played this.
Yep.
And we had a sword.
Yep. Miss Pavlova has broken the rules. Ooh. I'm almost certain that whatever it is inside the trap house. Oh shit. Alright, since we've... I guess we can try moving.
Can we move in now because Hosonaga? Yep. You must go to this location, get this dialogue, so you can move back to the location you're roughly
Yeah,
at, so-
it's a little unintuitive. Seaman Stroganov is gone. Strong enough? A burly Russian sailor who's always crossing his arms and glaring at us.
That's all of them.
Oh, all these Russian names are impossible to remember. Tra-la-la-la. You hear that? It sounded like someone singing. I did. The Great Detective. Oh my god, it's gonna be Shums.
Oh yeah, you heard the word great detective.
Yeah. We must seize it. Into Miss Pavlova's cabin. Just for her, that stringy knot crewman comes back. Stroganoff, not stringy knot.
Potato, tomato.
Miss Pavlova isn't back yet. It's good to see that nobody locks their fucking doors. Hey, what are you doing? Those are her private things. That's not a moment to waste. We must investigate quickly. I suppose you're right. For Cosmo's sake. Not just for Cosmo's. What do you mean? We can't be long now until we arrive at port in Hong Kong. I don't want you to be in those handcuffs when we get there. Really? We must solve this case now, Rohodo. By ourselves if we have to. Yes, we will. Alright. Examine each and everything. The rules. I suppose Miss Pavlova realized she needed to keep the contents of her case a secret after she read that.
Yeah.
You'll see hope Steven Stroganoff doesn't find it and throw it overboard. Oh, yeah, same here. The vent. So this ventilator connects to Cosmo's cabin. Yes, although what a fool the shipbuilder must be to open a ventilator into another room. Maybe it's so that if there's a gas leak next door, the occupant of this cabin would notice and raise the alarm. Or the occupants of both cabins would die of gas poisoning. Huh, that is a possibility.
Are you telling me they built the ship specifically to kill two people in a cabin next to each other?
I would believe it.
They specifically built this ship with that in mind.
Yes. One of those next to the bed in Cosmo's cabin, too. Yes, it's a bell cord. I can't resist. God damn it! No, I didn't actually expect it. We don't want them to. We're trying to investigate in secret. Are you there? Sorry, I'm right here, yes. Why? Oh, good. I thought you might have climbed into the wardrobe when I wasn't looking. There's no place like home.
It's wide open.
Believe me, I don't have some strange compulsion to jump inside every wardrobe I see, you know.
You should be able to see. It's wide open.
Anyway, I'm not sure anyone can fit inside this one. It's full of beautiful outfits. I suppose they're all stage costumes. I was rather hoping we'd find Miss Pavlova's friend hiding in there, but no such luck.
What the bag? Or look there apparently.
Oh no, that was still too close. That's the wardrobe hit box. Okay, so there's nothing there. The books have toppled over together, look. Every single one. Do you think that's a god of the sea, perhaps? He's toppled too, though. It's exactly the same as the bookcase next door, in Cosmo's cabin. Perhaps Miss Pavlova was practicing a difficult ballet pose and fell against the bookcase. I don't know, would she really be practicing ballet on the same night as she ran away from her ballet company? Alright then, it must have been you. You lost your temper and knocked them all over in a fit of rage. Not everything bad that happens on the ship is because of me. Well, anyway, I'll set them all straight again here too. I don't like seeing things in disarray. Where's my Susato takedown? Alright, the case. According to the great detective's great deduction, she was hiding her special friend in there. Yes, a friend she had to keep secret. Because you're not allowed to bring animals aboard the ship. Yes, yes, yes.
It was my friend. Gun.
Say hello to my little friend. The whale lantern seemed out of place to me. Bookshelf.
Those do be books.
Well, Miss Pavlova only ran away from ballet last night. She's hardly occupied this cabin for any time at all. True. Wonder what kind of book she likes to read. Let me see. Yes, I see. It would seem that Miss Pavlova enjoys reading books written in Russian. Thanks. I think I probably already knew that. It's rude to ask too much of people Naruhodo-san. Something in the trash can, maybe? Poor etiquette to go sifting through someone else's rubbish, you know.
Oh, back and back.
Bang bang, y'all. Mood.
No. This time there was no bang bang. This one was a blunt force object to the back of the skull.
That snapped his spine in a single blow.
Is a bullet a blunt force object?
In the, like, tiniest area where the bullet initially hits, it is blunt. It's just traveling so fast that it stops being blunt. Because
Is it better to go for more like musket ball, where it's more rounded?
Cannonball.
I snuck in his cannonball hit.
Hardly anything in there. Okay, no. It's a little disappointing. Dish. Wonder what this little saucer is doing on the floor. Yes, it doesn't sound like it. Doesn't look like it's been dropped.
We're idiots, aren't we?
What?
Just we're idiots. Why would there be a saucer on the floor?
Yeah, I know.
And
Probably.
but we're also trying to figure out where this pet that she has is.
Yeah,
We are
honestly,
just-
like, okay.
how are we?
I'll be honest, like, the first 2-3 Ace Attorney games, Phoenix was dumb, but he was never this dumb. Quote hanger. It would seem this teapot is empty. So the natural conclusion is the Russians are a very thirsty people. Or because Miss Pavlova only came into this cabin last night, she hasn't even had a chance to make any tea yet. I mean, it could be either. It's definitely that they're excessively thirsty. I'd lay 1,000 to 1 on it. You're rather obstinate, aren't you?
Where do we even? Is there like a place to heat up the? Or do you have to carry it? I thought there's a lot going down here. Did you check? I don't know if the trash can was.
I already checked the trash. Oh, I didn't check the door itself.
Whoa, this door is made of door.
Same simple bolted latch. The bolt's from across. There's no need to come into the cabin from outside. It's not a particularly heavy-duty bolt, but it still will slide across if it's uncored. And the door is made of metal, so there's no chance of trickery using magnets to unbolt it from the inside.
Wait, so it is made of metal. They couldn't use magnets.
Because the whole door is metal. If you were
Okay.
to magnet, you would magnet the door.
Because they're just like, it's made of metal, so you can't use magnets. Well, you can, just, oh, you mean specifically on the lock, that's the entire thing.
full court already investigated the event.
I think that's everything.
I know, but I just want to make sure because if not, the game won't let me progress. Move back out. Our door, cheese. Miss Pavlova's door from the outside. What do you mean? I already went to...
You didn't click on it.
Oh.
It's just Sholmes, just ignore him. He's doing his own thing. You know Sholmes.
Yes, the himbo himself. He's still singing. Do you think he hasn't noticed us? Or is simply in extremely high spirits?
Maybe both.
Yes, there were times, I'm sure you knew, when the yard bit off more than it could chew. And through it all, when there was doubt, it's lucky Herlock was about. Excuse me? I solved it all and I stood tall. I did the great detective way. I did it the great detective way. Mr. Sholmes.
To be fair, you didn't literally scare him.
Honestly, interrupting a fellow when he's singing, just as I was about to reach the climax and finish. Sorry, I thought you were never going to stop, so I figured now was as good as time as any. I very nearly dropped you to the floor with those famous right hooks.
Just come on,
Alright. Did you put the fists away? Block his blind jab. Discombobulate. Mr. Sholmes, you seem to be examining something before we interrupted you. Ah yes, that. I was immersed in the study of the ship's log, penned by the stocky-built crewman who's usually on guard here. Oh yes, the ship's log. Did you find anything useful? We looked at it like 3 times and didn't find shit. Yep, I know, that's because that's when they were smuggling Pavlova. Racism?
I mean, we're talking about England in the whatever
Logic,
year
my
this
boy,
takes place.
is inverted. Whatever do you mean? Observe the other pages and all shall become clear. It would seem that the same crewman offstands sentry in the first class passageway. He has an almost religious practice of reporting nothing to report every half hour. Put simply, the seaman writes nothing to report when there's just that. And yet, the ship's log from last night, largely blank. He didn't even write nothing to report. Do you mean...
There was something to report.
Yes, there were circumstances afoot last night which led to the seaman being absent from his post. What kind of circumstances? What happened?
Murder.
Miss Pavlova got brought onto the ship.
Murder.
That's true.
There's nothing to report because she was too busy murdering her friend.
These are important details. I'd stake my life on it. You must log the ship's log in your mental file. Now that deduction was worthy of a great detective.
Did we already figure that out?
Yeah.
So we're just dinguses.
Yeah.
But hey, with 3 idiots, you can basically make a smart person. Maybe.
I seem to be afflicted with a throbbing head this morning for some reason. Nothing more. Ow.
3 people.
Well, my friends, until our next encounter.
So why did he just tell us now?
Because he was just inspecting it. Or
Yeah.
the throbbing head.
Yeah. Because we didn't learn about it until just now, so that's why he didn't mention anything until just now.
Yeah. Well, they feel the same. Oh, she also has a throbbing head.
No one say anything.
Because nobody wants to complain while there's a fucking murderer running about.
Why did you? How about this? Why didn't you say something when the inspector brought it up?
That's fair.
Back to.
I guess I'll go into cabin. Miss Pavlova's cabin, maybe. Ah, shit.
What'd you do?
Wasn't me.
That's what they'll say.
Shut down the engines immediately. Vessel sighted a quarter mile forward. Full stop. Hard to starboard. All hands. Brace for impact. What the? I think we're about to crash into another ship. What? Oh. I can't stand. Susato-san, hold on to me.
Well, I would hold you, but my arms are still shackled.
I think I'm fine. Thank you, Naruhodo.
Oh no, the books.
Oh no, the evidence in the back of the bookcase. Okay, we managed to avoid the collision. Are you hurt? No, I'm fine. Hello, is anyone in there? Shout if you need assistance. Well, that sounds like Inspector Hosonaga. Is that you in there, Naruhodo-san? Unbolt the door, quickly. What? The bolt?
Well,
Look
it's
at
if
that.
the ship
The
stopped
door is
and it
bolted.
bolted itself. Because if the ship stopped at night, and that's why it bolted from the inside. Oh my god.
Look at all the books, they're just like before again.
Also, how loose was... Did nobody else notice the ship stopped?
Doggone.
God, we're idiots.
Don't! Our violent emergency stop had solved one mystery, at least in a very vivid way. But I knew what awaited us on the other side of the cabin door would not be pleasant. It's just Hosonaga!
Well, Tosanaga. And probably others. To be continued, that's right now. It's going to be continued right now.
Yeah.
Investigation Part 3.
Woo! We haven't even gotten to the trial. Yeah, you didn't realize what you signed up for, did you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll be honest, this is a little bit more beating you over the head with it than most of the other games have been, so...
Yeah, it's not the end of the world because they don't really have anything.
Ah, shit.
Yeah.
You, what are you doing in Miss Pavlova's quarters? Ah, you both look unhurt. Good. Yes, we're fine, thank you. What on earth happened? You heard something about how we were going to collide with another ship? Yes, it appears to have been a false report, though. Oh, how did that happen? There's a dense fog outside, so it's extremely difficult to see. Someone must have thought he saw a ship ahead. The person obviously triggered the alarm, and that's why he made an emergency stop. Everything is chaos. Passengers are screaming. Crew are running everywhere. This first-class area is the only quiet part of the ship at the moment. Oh, I see. Someone triggered the alarm. What's that mean? Did someone press that button outside? Ah! You wicked intruder, dressed in all black, you are the devil. Sorry, me. I've been called a lot of things before, but devil is a first.
Is it?
You opened my traveling case, how could you? What? No, we didn't touch it. That's right, Miss Pavlova. It was already open when we came into your cabin. Inspector! Yes? Arrest this man. I know he did it. He is a criminal.
I'm already arrested.
Is it not enough that he has killed a man? Ah, he is a stowaway as well. If Vixen promises not to steal chicken, do you believe? Take him away. He's a trespasser as well as everything else. Stowing away. Trespassing. Killing. She is right. You are devil. Doesn't look good, does it? There is cell below deck. Throw him in. Tomorrow we dock in Hong Kong. Then we give you straight to police. Wait, a cell? Please, Inspector Hosonaga, is there nothing you can do? This is a Russian vessel. I really have no jurisdiction here.
We have another person. We have an eyewitness.
After my last effort to appeal to the captain's good nature, I think I'm out of options.
I never even put the thing.
This is terrible. This is a real crisis. I've got to find a solution. Immediately. Miss Pavlova, can I get out? Listen, I'm sorry that we snuck in here without your permission, but get out now. We just needed to investigate in here to help to understand what happened. It's no use. She's not going to listen. Need to find someone who will.
Where's the Naga? Where's the Naga?
You've got yourself into a difficult situation here by entering this cabin uninvited, I mean. Sorry, I was just so desperate to find a clue. I'm afraid there's really nothing more I can do to help you. If I push my luck any further, a punch to the face would be the least of my worries. I'm really sorry. I have to take my responsibility for giving you the freedom to investigate Miss Pavlova's cabin. Now that this has happened, I'll have to report to the captain at once. Oh. Need a savior. It's gonna be Sholmes.
He's the one hiding in the bag.
Please, just give me a little more time.
I do nothing for you, except show you the way to ship's prison cell.
Thanks, but no thanks. But I'm innocent. I didn't kill anyone.
And trespassing and stowing away?
Well, you know, sometimes life can lead you down some unusual avenues, and well...
Enough! You are guilty. Ship's cell is only place fit for you.
Come on, there has to be someone.
What the fuck, Sholmes?
What are you doing up there?
Drugs.
He's so beautiful. Naturally, I was analyzing what the weight of the 20,000 rubles found, like on someone's head. Have I not told you that I was a detective? It is my business to know what other people do not. This isn't mere tomfoolery, my boy. Oh no. Well, why were you hanging from that hook before then? Isn't it obvious? To properly assess the weight of the 20,000 rubles, naturally. I wish to determine that if it was Ben that conceded the pink hook on the wall, so full brag and bounce. Ah, you again. The great detective. Ah, Inspector. I confess I've been looking for you. I have something to report to you most urgently. Well, you might try looking for me somewhere other than a hook on the wall next time.
What does the report speak?
An urgent report from the great detective can mean but one thing. Yes, the case of the curious murder that took place last night here on this vessel, the steamship Buria, has been solved by me, naturally. What? Yes, I have eliminated all other possibilities. No other explanations exist. So allow me to illuminate all of your minds. For I am about to reveal my greatest detective's greatly admired introduction to this case.
Oh boy, you ready for this again?
Ha! You have solved it? Even Hedgehog understands this case. We all know who was responsible for killing Student Boy this morning when we found it criminal in wardrobe. It is his store, and he has handcuffs to prove it.
I didn't do it. I was waiting for the hands. The trouble was there doesn't appear to be anyone else who could have killed the victim. Because as everyone knows, the cabin door was bolted shut from the inside.
Well...
Means the culprit must be someone who was inside the cabin. Yes, it's what's called a locked room mystery detective story.
Da! Locked room, that is point.
You're not helping, Susanna. Hey, Jen. The room was locked.
Do you want to bring up the information you found?
I can't deny that. But... you're all quite mistaken. Cabin next door. It is not a so-called locked room at all. Oh yes, there is another entrance. An entrance used last night by the culprit in order to gain access to the cabin despite the bolted door. What other entrance? We never discovered one. Why, it gapes open-mouthed at you as you speak. The vent.
You think this is funny? I cannot even put my arm through that hole.
That's because your arms are as thick as a tree trunk. You're suggesting that the culprit entered and left the victim's cabin through that tiny opening? That's not possible. Ah, but it is.
Why the hell did you accuse my man of murder, dang it? I don't know, he's a fucking dingus. Everyone on this ship is a dingus. There's like lead in the drinking water, mercury in all of our clothes. I think these guys have like literally single-digit IQs. Last night, the victim even witnessed the intruder in the act of passing through the ventilator.
Let's put it this way, we were so smart, we saw a dish on the ground, and we know that the lady has a pet, and we go, why is this dish on the ground? What could it mean? It
They all
means
share
she
one
has a
brain
pet.
cell, exactly. Yes, again, reciting the same testimony. I swear, the other Ace Attorney names were not nearly as, hand-holdy, even in the early cases.
I just hope it picks up by the next case.
Yeah, if not, we'll call it after that one, I think.
Fair.
The answer to that particular conundrum is this very cabin. Mr. Sholmes, what are you doing? There's a distinct element of danger, but fear not, I'm ready. What I'm about to expose for you all to see will shock you to your cores. Behold! Flashbang. Oh, it's a snake!
I told you it was a snake.
You did say it was a snake. I thought it was a bird.
Speckled band. I went, oh, it's a snake.
No, that's fair. I figured it was a bird because of the whistling noise that they were hearing. Man, why are you boxing? I don't know. Sholmes is weird.
He
I'm going to
really
introduce
decked
you
us.
all to the band. The Speckled Band. The snake? Indubitably.
Oh god, did we test for snake venom?
Can snake venom snap a neck?
Well, maybe he fell against the wardrobe
Yeah, maybe.
and been poisoned by a snake and then fall to
Mr.
his death.
Sholmes, just one thing. Pray, what troubles you? Well, that snake isn't really speckled, is it? Looks more stripy, wouldn't you say?
Oh, you saw part of an event and you're fighting him on that.
Yes, you're right. I think in this case you'd have to call it a strike band. Bless you.
We're getting into semantics here.
You both see and observe with distinction. However, do you not think that is precisely the trap to which the culprit wishes you to fall? I think perhaps this time I explain the intricacies of my train of thought. Oh
Please
boy.
explain.
Great deduction.
She didn't escape from the ballet. She escaped from the ballet. He found out she sicked her snake on it.
Last night, your friend infiltrated the victim's cabin. And number two, that same friend was responsible for the victim losing his life.
No one actually killed him. It was the snake.
She's turned his way as a bull of rice again. Shelves must be right. He's hit the nail on the head. This young woman's friend killed Mr. Azugi. Looks like he can't speak with that snake quote.
Yeah, why is somebody doing anything about that?
Shelves does scare me. I would advise as little movement as possible, Seaman. You wouldn't want that fangs of that long friend in your neck. But okay, I don't mean to be that person, but like, bless you.
God, shut up! Just go. I'm gonna suffer in silence.
But who would keep a poisonous snake as a pet?
Idiots.
Two, where in the fuck are there snakes in Russia?
Well, did you leave from Russia?
I mean, she's Russian and she left out of China, but like,
Maybe she picked up on the way.
yeah, yes, fair. His death has nothing to do with me. This whole thing has nothing to do with me. You cannot deceive yourself. Yes, when you recall those horrid events, your aching heart smarts with pain. And it's that very pain that evidences your inextricable link to the victim's death. So we ask, what was the nature of this intruder that stole into the victim's cabin on this portentous night? Why, naturally, it was the friend with which you boarded this vessel, was it not? Ah, as I suspected, another telltale glance.
Without a doubt, your friend is the writhing serpent we see before us. And yet, that fact leaves us in a quandary.
She'll maybe take a little step back.
The snake is doing us all a favor. Now put the snake on Shom's face. Whereas, regrettably, this specimen's markings do not fit that description. What explanation can we then give, pray? What was the sight that fell upon this victim's eyes last night? No, don't look at me. I have nothing to do with this. Oh, but it does. You have the answer to this quandary even now, hidden behind your back. Yes, that which you are trying but failing to conceal can only be the snake's sloughed skin. Evidently, after the subtle and horrible crime, this most deadly friend of yours shed its original skin. No? I don't know what you're talking about.
How would you keep it?
Secondarily, can snakes really shift their pattern off of sloughing a skin? Whatever. Last night, through the ventilator cabin, the speckled friend slithered next door. Using the bell cord on the other side as a bridge, the serpent silently descended into the victim's quarters. In the dim light, it appeared to the young gentleman who was about to lose his life as a speckled band. In summary, the nature of this friend of yours, which last night infiltrated the scene of the crime, is a rare breed of snake, whose markings change each time it sloughs its skin. A snake so dreadful, we can only imagine it would be found in the deepest depths of India.
The answer is yes.
Huh.
Some specimens can be affected more than others, but for most snakes, pigment will vary depending on hormone cycles, day-night cycles, shedding, all that. Basically, there's a bunch of factors that can mean subtle differences between the snake and the sheds.
Moving on, we come to the heart of the matter, the grim demise of the victim. How did this young man lose his life, and why? According to the data of which I've been apprised, it would appear there were no visible signs of injury.
Take days. Shh.
What?
Jeff just said it would take days to shed skin. Well, maybe she just kind of ripped it off. I don't know. You know.
Yeah, like when you got a really bad burn and your skin falls off in one sheet, you just
She used to that with a venomous snake.
Now we take this as a fact.
Because I was already starting to shed skin, and then it just finished.
Then we can reasonably imagine that there remains evidence to affirm it at the scene of the crime. Oh no, could there be? Yes, an examination of the deceased's body will prove the death conclusively. The almost, but not quite, imperceptible puncture marks left by the venomous fangs will say the truth. Yes, the vestiges of the snake bite delivered by your terrifying friend. This makes no sense. There's no point in feigning ignorance, Miss Pavlova. After the incident, you endeavored to hide everything, didn't you? But now your involuntary glance betrays the hiding place you chose. That's right, you hid the evidence that links you to the victim's death from the traveling case. When we first met in this cabin, it came to my attention that your case moved periodically. Your serpent assassin was restless inside, no doubt. You don't. It's telling me that the victim made note of a low whistling sound that he heard once before his life. That was your signal, was it not? The sound you would use to train your serpent friend. To train? Indeed, you'd put the serpent through the ventilator and wait. After a period, you'd summon it back with a whistle. You couldn't know if the animal had done its duty, so you'd listen for signs of life next door. If the victim appeared to not have been dispatched, you'd release the snake once more. Do you deny this snake has undergone such training? It's not true. Oh my god, we get it! Show him you're beating a dead child. We still haven't, freed Mr. Stroganoff. Ah yes, a saucer of milk. Oh my god. Yes, yes, everybody wants to suck Shom's dick. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, he's so cute.
Could I venture an opinion, Mr. Sholmes? But of course, what's on your mind? It's just about your deductions before.
You're an idiot.
Some things don't quite make sense to me. I welcome questions as to my method. I'll answer both loudly and proudly. Oh, well, good. First of all, snakes are egg-laying creatures, part of the reptile family. You are very well informed, madam. And reptiles, don't drink milk.
Okay.
It's really only mammals that drink milk. They're saying the saucer was full.
How do we know the sauce is full? It's empty. You can fill saucers with more than just one thing.
No matter, no doubt Miss Pavlova used some other treat to encourage the pet to do the building. Milk was merely an example. The logic holds. Well, there is something else. Snakes have no ears. Yeah, so I'm not sure it would really be possible to signal a snake by whistling. But madam, what of the tales from Arabia? Have you not heard of the snakes that dance to the sounds of a flute? I think perhaps the performers play their music in time with the snake's natural movements.
Shut.
Oh, I see. No hands, no feet, no ears? These creatures are so inept as to be practically useless. Don't take it out on the snakes, Mr. Sholmes.
They started it.
There is one other thing. Do you have more? Snakes use the scales on their bellies to propel themselves. So, I'm not really sure that a snake could manage to climb up a flat bell cord like the ones in the cabin. Then they should try harder.
Skill issue, honestly, yeah.
Please, don't be angry with this, Mr. Sholmes. The point is, even if the snake had gone through the ventilator to the next door cabin, it couldn't have come back without help. What I'm trying to say is that there are a number of reasons why it's difficult to imagine the snake could have had any part in this. The man looks like he's about to go through his Joker arc.
So why have we not brought up the evidence that we figured out when this thing came to a stop?
Yeah, I don't know, man. We need to modify Mr. Sholmes' latest deductions and turn them into the great ones they ought to be. I had a feeling this was coming. Alright, let's give it a try. Just what I was waiting for, Mr. Naruhodo. Yes, right. So cast your eyes down to your wrists again. Present hands.
He's an idiot, but also can just do magic.
Maybe he was the one that put the paper back on our wardrobe. Alright, great deduction. She looks as though Kazuma-sama's death is weighing heavily on her mind. She nods for Mr. Holmes read her quite correctly. Some other way to interpret her expression, then. Really look closely at Miss Pavlova. It really feels like it's her hand, but... See, it's not her aching heart. Her right ear. It's the only other part of her that's selectable.
Hey, you just passed over something.
She has such petite ears among that beautiful hair, like pink little shells. Oh my god, it's an earring.
Why is there something attached to your ear?
A little piece of jewelry. An earring, is it? Really is tiny. Perhaps part of it is missing. Maybe it broke off. So what's left is the clasp part that attaches to the ear. If that's the case, she doesn't appear to have noticed that it's broken.
Oh, that's not good.
What?
Wait a second. Look at the thing you might notice.
Oh, the screen is frozen on Pavlova being sad. Oh shit.
Yeah, I gotta go. I don't know why it does. Sometimes this thing just freaks out. Alright, well then we just got to do a good old delete. Yeah, for some reason it just died. I don't know. It's gonna be really loud for a hot second. Now it should be back to about where it was. I gotta shrink it down. Wait, above. There we go. Yeah, I don't know why it just died. Like I was watching through one of the VODs, and just like an hour in, the audio just messed up for a while, and I don't know what caused it.
See, it's not her ear. I don't see what else it could be like asking us to identify. Oh, we can spin.
Oh, and there's the thing we're looking for.
I didn't realize we could spin.
Did you look at the instructions? You're just a genius.
Yep. Jewelry is beautiful. Oh, she's got a claw scratch on her hand.
Yes!
Yes, when you recall those hard events, that claw scratch marks with pain. Indeed, and simple observation reveals that the wound is still fresh. Which means the snake is not actually her pet. Or that she has multiple pets. It would imply that it's a cat? Or did the snake eat the cat? Or is the cat friends with the snake? I don't know what's going on here anymore.
I don't know. We're at the stupid part where you just kind of go, yeah, sure, why not?
It's that pain that evidences your inextricable link to the victim's death. So we asked, what was the nature of this intruder that stole into the victim's cabin on that portentous night? Naturally, it was the friend with which you boarded this vessel, was it not? As I suspected, another telltale glance.
The thing is, I have to reset that, you know, once I've got through up.
Oh, chat.
There you go.
Candace the Snake's snaky snack? Yeah, it could be. Snakes don't have claws, do they? Oh my god.
And those look like fang marks, right?
If it grew a third fang in the middle of its fangs. Oh, it's a pretty cat. Look at him.
Oh, so small.
And there's the bell.
What bell? No,
The bell on his neck is the pink glass ornament that we found in the middle of the scuff mark. Back on the other crime scene.
okay.
Yes!
Your friend is the kitten. Without a doubt, your friend is the little kitten we see before us. Yes, the scratch on the back of your hand makes that abundantly clear. Oh no. The whereabouts of this black kitten isn't clear, but what is clear is that you brought the animal with you when you ran away, didn't you? Ah! Darka. Darka is my best friend. I couldn't leave her behind. Darka would appear to be a Russian blue. And yet, that fact leaves us with a quandary.
The victim's written observations of the night in question tell of a speckled band. Whereas, regrettably, this specimen's markings do not fit that description in any way. What explanation can we then give, pray? What was the sight that fell upon the victim's eyes last night? No, don't look at me. This has nothing to do with any of this. Yes, that which you were trying, but failing to conceal, could only be the snake's soft skin. She just left it in her pocket, no one would have ever known. Oh yes, ploys like that are Mr. Sholmes' specialty. He ever so cleverly forced her to reveal something. Anyway, I find it hard to believe that that's the skin of a snake. In which case, what is Miss Pavlova hiding behind your back? It's gonna be a whole-ass cat. Oh, it's a cat toy. It's not...
It's a whip.
But, like... Well, it's speckled, and it is a band, but... What is it? It seems to be soft and fluffy. A long piece of cloth of some sort. Looks like a handle at one end. I think it may be a cat toy. How is that a toy for cats? Cats like to chase the band around and paw it. Kittens in particular love that sort of play. No need to wave it in front of them and pounce to catch it. Ha! Sounds adorable.
Yes!
The cat toy. Yes, the thing you're trying, but failing to conceal, is, the cat's toy. Precisely, the true nature about the now infamous speckled band. And it was this toy that you dangled through the ventilator. You waved it around, I presume. Naturally, the victim could not fail to notice it. But why? For what reason? My dear boy, there can only be one answer to that. The cat was the assassin. Okay, he wasn't actually going with the assassinate. The cat crawled through the vent and she waved the thing to try and get it to come back.
But wait, so you're telling me that he noticed the cat toy, but not the cat?
It was a black cat. I don't know, man.
Everyone's just an idiot.
It's a cute cat, though.
He's a cute cat.
It was after I gave her her food last night. That's when it happened. She scratched the back of my hand, and then ran up the bell cord. Before I could do anything, she had disappeared through the ventilator.
She vented. Cat is sus.
Darka is sus. She's so naughty. Moving on, we come to the heart of the matter, the grim demise of the victim. How did this young man lose his life, and why? According to the data of which I've been apprised, it would appear there were no visible signs of injury. In fact, the circumstances of the victim's death can only be explained by a terrible venom. There were no signs of a wound anywhere on his body. Mr. Sholmes seems to be unaware of one very important detail. Basil wasn't poisoned. Let's give him the information he's missing.
Yes!
Actually, Sholmes, you're an idiot.
In fact, the circumstances of the victim's death can only be explained by the post-mortem report. Ah yes, I knew it was one or the other.
I mean, he's not wrong.
His neck was... Indeed, the breaking of the cervical vertebrae is fatal. Only that Goliath would be strong enough to survive that. Steven Stroganoff isn't some immortal freak, you know. The jury is out. Anyway, we have on good authority that his neck was broken. Now, if we take that as a fact, we can reasonably imagine that there remains evidence to affirm it at the scene of the crime. Could there be? Yes, an examination of the deceased's body would prove the cause of death conclusively. Kazuma died because his neck was broken. In other words, he was probably struck by something. Or someone. As of yet, no weapon has been found. Presumably, Darka didn't silently creep up behind Kazuma and deal him a fatal blow.
Presumably.
I suppose it's possible that he had fallen and hit the ground awkwardly. Would have been a terrible act of misfortune that he broke his neck completely by accident. Oh yes, a bad fall could explain it. It's rather hard to believe what Cosmo saw him. He wasn't a clumsy man. Well, we need to fix this deduction somehow. Is there anything from the scene that could explain what happened?
Cat.
Yes!
The mark on the floor. Yes, an examination of the mark on the floor will prove the cause of death conclusively. The visible next to the victim's body is a deposit of shoe polish. Shoe polish? Indeed. Positively identified by a little analysis device I constructed, which I now carry as a matter of course. Beeswax, tallow, and dye were my results, the undeniable ingredients of shoe polish. And the color of the polish is a perfect match to the color of Mr. Sogi's lace leather shoes. Looking at this mark, it's not hard to imagine what happened. For some reason, Mr. Sogi must have caught his foot at that point on the floor and tripped. He tripped over Darko. No, cat. And by dreadful turn of misfortune, caught his neck against some immovable object as he hit the floor. Suffering a fatal blow to the spine, the victim's vertebrae shattered, and in that instant, he lost his life. So we're actually saying that Darko killed him. What about the evidence left at the scene where Mr. Sogi lost his life? Yes, the facts are as clear as day to me. You did all you could to conceal the incriminating evidence. But now your involuntary glance betrays the hiding place you chose. That's right, you hid the evidence that links your the victim's death in your traveling case. Kazuma-sama merely tripped over and now he's no more. That can't be true. I refuse to accept it. I know it's hard to believe, but the mark on the floor does seem to suggest what happened. But why is he writing in Russian?
She wrote in Russian, trying to pin it on us instead of
that would make sense, yeah.
And then, well, why the door? Well, that's because we know about the ship
That's
stopping.
fair. I didn't consider Pablo writing it.
Also, I'm realizing that this might be the court case, or these deductions for like
shit.
for the non-court sections.
The tiara. No. It's gotta be the tiara. It's the only other thing in the scene. Not the waste paper basket.
Yes!
Nope.
Why did you?
Perhaps I should have examined it more thoroughly. Regardless, I'm just going to throw caution to the wind and say this is it.
Yep, this is exactly it.
What precisely was your intention? Just following the natural progression of deduction. Sometimes the truth hurts. Well, the truth is, you do not have a turn for observation or deduction. Did that hurt? Yes. Oh well.
Yeah, why'd you just?
I should have investigated it. Yeah.
You know, maybe they're not just the dinguses.
I made one mistake.
You went waste paper basket compared to the 20,000 ruble crown.
Yeah, but what does the crown have to do with his death? I
Well,
feel like there's something in the basket, is what I'm saying. The other half of the belt.
Just waste. Saying the crown might have been the reason. Oh, you're just going. So what was why?
Yes!
Basket.
Now, I was just jumping the gun. That's right, you hid the evidence in the waste paper basket. Here we have a fragment of some intricate glass object, it would seem. One that is familiar air, in fact. Precisely. We found another piece of broken glass on the floor in Mr. Asogi's cabin. And you can see, two pieces fit together perfectly. Oh no. So, Miss Pavlova, shall we consider what you're telling us? Why, it would be that part of the glass object, which was evidently broken at the scene of the victim's death, should be found in the waste paper basket in the cabin? You're well acquainted with this glass bell, are you not? I don't know. Is that Australian accent of yours? Won't save you this time, girl. Why? Because we have conclusive evidence linking you to the bell in question. Take it away, Naruhodo.
Yes!
Cat.
Okay. So,
Those are the beans of a killer, Trevor.
so he tripped over the cat. She went to go get the cat, noticed his death, and then framed you for the murder because she didn't want to tie it back to her and the cat that is now allowed on the property.
Yes.
This hurts physically.
Yeah, I will admit, this is not the interesting thing that I was hoping for. Perhaps I'm feeling from Darka. I couldn't tell anyone. I'm sorry. Death by tripping over a cat. Jesus Christ, what an inauspicious way for our friend to die. That was kind of a dud. Like, wow, cat. Yeah, I agree, Jen. They built up this really
what's the snake all about?
Also, why are our heads all hurting? Why don't you
Maybe
tell us now, Miss Pavlova?
maybe it might just be because ship
Yeah, the
comes to
emergency
halt,
stop,
bam,
maybe.
head into.
Still, that feels a little underwhelming.
But then what's the snake about? It's just a random snake. Also, is it still on his head?
Yeah, Biff Stroganoff is still gets being strangled to death.
From a random snake that is not really tenuous.
She was so fast. She disappeared through the ventilator before I could stop her. And that is how you acquired the rather nasty wound on the back of your hand. Yes, and I had read the rules on the wall. I knew that I was not allowed Darka with me. Yes, modern science suggests that animals can carry infectious diseases. It's a precaution, really. So I listened and listened, trying to hear if there was some noise in the next cabin. It was very quiet. I was sure if someone was there, he must be sleeping. So at that point, you thought it safe to try to lure the kitten back by dangling the end of the toy through the ventilator to the adjoining cabin. Dark always loves this toy, but it didn't work. Nothing worked. I tried using her favorite toy. I tried whistling to her softly, but nothing. She didn't return. Okay. Cats have a propensity to remain hidden in the shadows when frightened. Yes, so there was nothing else I could do. I just had to. Oh my god, now I see why she's named fucking Pavlova.
I'm not sure if the cat is alive or dead yet.
That's Schrodinger.
Oh, whoops. This
Pavlov is
bell.
dog. Yeah, it rings
The
a bell. Yeah, exactly.
Wrong
but
one. Schrodinger is the cat. Okay, listen, I was just like, oh yeah, I've heard that. And I was like, cat, yes, alive or dead. Oh, right. Schrodinger is the bell.
Yep.
Pavlov's the bell. Schrodinger is the
I
cat.
nearly passed out with shock. I heard her cry out, and then, oh, it was such a dreadful bang. Then afterwards, nothing. It was totally silent. Kazuma was... And the appearance of the brown mark on the floor, it seems like that what you heard was the victim stepping on the glass bell and tripping up. The SS Beria is a large vessel, but even she can pitch and roll violently without warning. Mr. Asogi was already off balance as a result of the ship lurching when the kitten got under his feet. A combination of unfortunate factors could have caused him to fall over. Or, you know, he just tripped over the fucking cat. What became of the kitten afterwards? In the end, I managed to get her to come back through the ventilator. Yet Darka is nowhere to be seen. I must have forgotten to lock my case, and now she's disappeared again. Gracious, that cat is as insufferably restless as I am. Well, he knows something about himself, at least. When I woke this morning, I heard a young man in the cabin next to mine had died. I couldn't bring myself to tell anyone what had happened. I was too scared. Scared that they would send me back. Oh, hold on a minute. What about the snake? You're right, where is it? The snake isn't your friend, Miss Pavlova, then whose is it? And where did it come from? Of course he's a friend with Biff. It's probably for rats, I'm assuming. Oh, I didn't say? Snake is my friend. His name is Perozko. What? That snake belongs to you? He escaped from cage when emergency alarm sounded. I was looking for him. I didn't expect to find him in here. Yes, how did that snake get into the cabin? But animals are not permitted on board. Huh! We are at sea for 1 year. You want to be so long without close friend, without someone who understands? Couldn't you find someone a little more human who understands you better? My dear burly fellow. A gargantuan venomous snake? Surely you can appreciate the danger you're putting everyone in.
No venom. Perozko does not have venom. He's harmless, very long, but very gentle. He is adorable, like Granny.
It's venomless?
Yes, now he is hungry, so he is in bad mood. But once I feed him, you will see these smile.
And you feed him what? Milk, I suppose?
Ha! Like they say milk chickens? Ridiculous. Snakes drink milk are only in stupid stories. Perozko eats mouses. Big, fat, round mouses.
Ah, oh, so is that what the mousetrap in the passageway out there is for?
Of course. How else can I catch my friend's favorite food?
Nothing says top of the food chain like the look in their eyes right now. Refuses to drink milk, it can't hear a whistle, it can't climb up a bell cord, and it's not even venomous. How the deuce did something so inept land a starring role?
It's not my fault. I do not make up stories. My Perozko has nothing to do with the incident.
Yeah.
That still does leave one question.
Where is Cat?
Two
Why
questions
Russian?
then. Yeah.
Just remember, Alex. No Russian.
Miss Pavlova, I understand the difficult situation you found yourself in, and I do sympathize. But please remember this. A young man lost his life. If you're going to attempt to cover up your guilt with lies, then no matter what the circumstances, I cannot forgive you. What lies? She just confessed everything. Yeah, she didn't talk about, the Russian writing. It's just a series of unfortunate events, an accident. I'm no great detective like Mr. Sholmes. I don't have a gift for knowing the truth. But even I can see that was not the truth. To be perfectly honest, yes. There's a discrepancy in Miss Pavlova's story, I'm sure of it. I just can't put my finger on it. I confess, I was intending to let Scotland Yard deal with any outstanding issues on this matter. I'm only present here for a very specific reason. The truth is, you, Mr. Naruhodo, are simply a distraction. I do hope you've not been finding your shackles too uncomfortable. And they're back again. Especially as they're only on your wrists as a result of my intervention. I was really rather hoping I could resolve matters before our next port call. You You were, Mr. Sholmes?
Yes, but I overlooked one important detail. The deceased young man was a very close companion of yours, was he not?
Yes, Cosmo was my closest friend. I owed him my freedom even.
In that case, we must follow this to its conclusion. No further distractions. You must uncover the real truth here.
Yes, whatever that may be.
The key to this is the discrepancy in Miss Pavlova's story, I'm sure of it. If I can chase that down, maybe the truth will become clear. Truth about how you really died.
Don't we already kind of know the whole... Do we really just keep forgetting about the whole ship blocking itself? Random Russian?
That's gonna
We
come up
have
right
all
as
the
like the...
clues.
Yeah, I know. This one has been incredibly underwhelming. Like, the first case was decent. I'm not gonna deny that.
Or it made me want to punch someone every single time they leave. Just like, oh, well, I gotta go. And I'm like, oh no, this is my last chance. No, this is my last chance. No,
I really
this
agree.
is my last chance.
Again, the older ones were better, but... the man tripped over a kitten that climbed into his cabin the other night. Tragic, yes. An accident. Hold it. Wait, let's just take a step back. It doesn't make sense if that's what really happened, does it? Versus wild goose in the courtroom versus dead by tripping on cat. Yeah, I do agree. There's a clear contradiction. The evidence is right here in Cosmo's cabin. It's undeniable. His death couldn't have possibly been a mere accident. Let us show our hand, Mr. Naruhodo. Time to present the evidence. Dog, I don't fucking know. Probably the crime scene photograph.
Yeah, with a Russian.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yes!
The truth is clearly recorded in this photographic print. There's no way Mr. Asogi could have left this message on the floor. That script, it's Russian. Indeed it is. The word written means wardrobe. I see what you mean. Most people would leave a dying message in their native language. Japanese in this case. But maybe he was studying Russian. It's a simple language. He could have picked it up very fast. Doesn't seem likely. That's actually not the point. It makes no difference whether or not he knew Russian. What do you mean? Exactly what I said before. There is no way Mr. Asogi could have left this message on the floor. The reason why is clearly explained in here. Damage to the cervical vertebrae resulting in an instant death. Instant death. I did such a fucking stupid trope. Which means, after the victim fell to the floor, he couldn't possibly have written anything because he was already dead. That's not the only reason either. There's something else we found in Mr. Asogi's cabin. A remnant of something that couldn't possibly have been there, if what Miss Pavlova said was true. Dog, I actually don't know.
Is the mark on that floor?
Maybe.
Yes!
Yep, it was. This piece of broken glass next to the mark on the floor. That's the glass ball the kitten had around its neck. We already know about that. It's broken in half when the victim tripped over the cat and fell. It's already a satisfactory explanation. What was the flaw in the logic? That's really what happened. How did the one half of the bell end up back in here? So this is just to say that she covered up the bell.
Yeah.
I thought this was going to be something like big surprise. When Mr. Asogi died last night in his cabin, there was someone else in the room. That same person deliberately arranged the scene to disguise the truth.
to cover up her own guilt. Yes, there was someone else present in this year's session.
You are wasting time. Someone else was there? Ah, of course, we know this. What are you talking about?
Bulkhead was bolted shut from inside. There was no way in or out. Ah, yes.
Well, there's some way.
The only other person in the cabin was the...
Yes!
Maybe not the right thing to say there. It's true, I was in the cabin when it happened. You were shut inside the cabin wardrobe, to be precise about the details. But I don't know Russian. There's no way I could have left that message. Not would have. There's no way you could have left that message, to be precise about the details. Would you mind? Forgive me, my dear fellow. As I was saying, the person in question wrote the word wardrobe in Russian on the floor in an attempt to incriminate me for the crime, even though I had been asleep the entire time. And then, the same person picked up the spell that had fallen on the floor, for fear of it becoming evidence. Or I wouldn't have taken all the pieces. Leaving half behind was always going to raise questions. Yes, well, it was past 1 o'clock in the early hours of the morning. The cabin would have been quite dark. I mean, that's reasonable. A single small lamp suspended from the ceiling would barely have cast any light onto the floor there. Little wonder then that the culprit failed to notice a fragment of a tiny item. You all suspect me, don't you? Wait, where's Snake?
Also, now I see where he has
Nina is woman of sea. She is daughter of strong sailor. 2 years ago, they noticed her dancing skills and she went to join the ballet company. But before, she was a dancer on the ship, a member of the ship's band. You do not accuse Ship's Angel of being criminal.
Ah, so that's it.
You say when young student died, Nina was there in cabin. But that is not possible. I give my tooth.
Why would she give your tooth? Pray, how can you be so sure?
You are a great detective, you should know.
Door was bolted, etc.
We mentioned the students.
Or you want to tell me killer can walk through doors? And yet, it's impossible.
But wait, I've read about this in detective stories. People oftentimes oh my god, we already closed this one. This hurts me.
This makes me want to choke whoever wrote this.
Yeah. It's like we already covered these theories like 5 times ago. Oh, so she's blaming it on us. Okay, gotcha.
This is the same thing with the lines now.
Yep.
I found the answer was the 15 minutes ago. We passed 20 lines of she was going around in a circle. You were there for it.
We've seen it happen yet.
There we go.
We are going in
circles.
circles. Yeah, I know.
That's gonna be the shelf.
Uh,
Right? Like that.
why isn't anything lighting up?
Yes!
Yeah, I know that's not what they're gonna want to see. It's like, I guess they want the shelf, but I really can't say.
The shelf there fell over.
Yeah.
Yes!
The bookcase there. See all the books and things that I've toppled over. That's what happened when the ship needed emergency stop before. Yes, that's right. It's a very powerful vessel after all. The engines are thrown into reverse, a violent jolt goes across the entire ship. Any small objects that aren't fastened down are bound to fall over. I believe, yes, it's what's known as the force of inertia on objects. Well, whatever it's called, the same force that pushed over the books in the bookcase also made something in this cabin move. The bolt on the cabin door. It's very obvious just after the emergency stop the ship made earlier. We'd come into this cabin not long before and we hadn't bolted the door. But then... Hello, is anyone in there? Oh yes. That's it. The ship says something. Oh my god. And Neptune. All the books on the shelves toppled over. All the ornaments. It was almost as if someone had run their hand across the shelves until it knocked everything over.
And they straightened out and ruined the evidence.
I know. Are you out of your mind? You said Burya made an emergency stop? Unless you're saying the culprit was actually someone from the engine.
No. 2 a.m. Had to step away because he made the emergency stop because he's trying to cover for her.
Yep.
No, Sholmes.
No, that's because Naruhodo was
No, I know, just don't press the button.
yeah.
Not for curiosity.
The emergency alarm bell rings and the vessel comes to a complete stop. As indeed it did a little earlier today. Wow.
Did no one remember this? Loud alarm plus bell plus ships only comes to stop.
Oh my god, Sholmes was the one that pressed the button.
Never mind, I thought I was talking about covering for...
Yep, no. Pavlova went in and wrote the message and collected the cat, and then Sholmes pressed the button because he was curious. Oh my fucking god.
Or so if it wasn't for Sholmes' curiosity, it would have been a lot easier.
Yeah.
And you didn't mention any of this?
Yep. You are idiots. We're a shared ship with many passengers. If we make emergency stop even in the middle of the night, there would be chaos. What are your thoughts, Mr. Naruhodo? Well, it's certainly possible that some kind of emergency happened last night. We have evidence to support that idea. What evidence?
Yes!
Oh my god. This has gone on for about an hour and a half longer than it needed to. I don't even have words.
Maybe it's a good thing that we're gonna be taking a break from this next week.
Yeah, I think, in genuine honesty, if Case 3 doesn't like pick things up and it actually gets back to being decent, we call it at the end of that. But yes, next week I'm going to be off because I'm seeing play with Megan.
So we're gonna be doing some other fun stuff.
Like robbing a bank.
Yeah, with our best friend turned boy. First we commit tax evasion, now we rob banks.
Oh my god, nothing was recorded in the log. Dot, because nothing happened. But if nothing happened, you would normally write nothing to report, wouldn't you? Indeed so, which tells us that shortly after 2 a.m., something happened. Report the SS where ya? Something significant to make you forget to fill in the ship's log, in fact. Are you suggesting that the ship really did make an emergency stop? Stop talking rubbish. If I'm perfectly honest, I find that a little hard to believe myself. Oh, why? Well, because if something as major as an emergency stoppage really happened, surely all of us would have noticed. Very true. It's gonna be the fucking headache. Oh my god. My first thought is just, this feels like when somebody has a word count on an essay.
Cannot.
Exactly. Have you ever seen the strategy of writing like Lorem Ipsum type text and then covering it in white just to pad the
shows the text? Yes, that's why a lot of teachers now will Control A because that'll highlight the white text.
Ooh, smart.
The other thing is rating everything like you're writing your resume. The person was able to latch the door due to an emergency exit, in which caused a sudden shift to lock the door from inside. And but it's just like, just to say, stop caused the thing to lock. Ooh, well, it was difficult.
Yo, shout out to the strength of the lock on that wardrobe that it doesn't have. That I had when the ship lurched shut. I didn't go flying out those doors and onto
Alex,
yeah,
how does everything fall?
that way.
And where is the thing? So you go
No, I
slam
get it.
against the
I
back.
get it. But you know, you've never like hit something and rebounded.
How hard do you think you'd rebound if you're against a wall and you get pushed into it? You're just gonna suddenly whoa out there.
Yes.
Why is the chicken falling?
I don't know, man. I haven't even been paying attention. Mr. Sholmes, do you mean to say that there was something wrong with the chicken?
Did they drug the chicken?
I do. No, really? Is that really true? Oh my fucking
They
god.
drug the chicken.
The meal prepared for the passengers last night was tampered with. Tampered with by the addition of a soporific designed to induce a deep slumber.
They
Oh my-
drug the chicken. So wait.
A sleeping drug?
So wait, you're telling me? Oh wait, she came on board last night.
Yes.
So they preemptively drugged the chicken before she ever came in.
And then
Before
her
the
cat
murder
accident.
happened. What is this case?
I have no fucking clue, man. I'm just placing every meal of every passenger on board would certainly be impossible. Unless, that is, every single member of the crew was a conspirator.
What is happening?
Where he's going full murder on the Orient Express.
What is this game? I'm just curious.
This one is... this is a nothing sandwich, I agree. I don't even know what the fuck is happening. Ooh.
So they are accusing Biff. More formally. Please, no more. I will tell everything. Eh? I cannot make problems like this.
So just
for
occasionally
everyone
tap
anymore.
the stick or whatever.
Oh, you're right.
Just because, as I've been going through the engage things, if there's like 2 cutscenes back to back, the thing will start to go into sleep mode, and so like
Gotcha.
I'm like, oh yeah, let me use this footage for like some background thing while I talk, and then it's just suddenly dim.
Mother Russia, he said it. Oh my god, look at how his arm is clipping into itself right there.
Yes,
We're doing good.
that is in fact a word.
So he did acknowledge that they drugged him. At midnight in waters near Shanghai, we brought our angel on board. Okay, so yes.
Drug them to smuggle. Oh, to smuggle her.
Pavlova on board, and then since Naruhodo ate the chicken because Asogi didn't like it, he was passed out and didn't notice all of this happening. They drugged pretty much everybody on the ship so that they could smuggle her on board.
Which is why we didn't see this up, but it had the headache.
Yep. Oh my lord.
So wait, is he the only one that is part of this? Because originally Sean was saying the entire crew.
No, he's saying the entire crew is in on this. He might have just been... He's saying that basically everybody on the crew drugged every passenger by putting drugs in their chicken to make them sleep. Naruhodo ate the chicken instead of Asogi.
No, I know that. I was going to say, if the entire crew is there, do they really need to drug everyone to get one person on board if
It was
the entire
because
crew is in on it?
hitting the emergency stop would have woken everyone up from the sirens and the jolting and shit. So they had to make sure that they were all knocked unconscious.
Wait, she came in from the emergency stop?
Yes, they emergency boarded her at 1 a.m.
And then Sholmes just happened to hit it about an hour later, which then caused everything to lock.
I guess
Because
so.
the murder
yes.
happened, then the lock.
Yes, and Sholmes did say he doesn't like chicken. Oh my god.
There's so many issues with this.
You have talked a long time and said many things. What is point? The point is what I said earlier. There was somebody else present on the scene when the victim lost his life last night. Someone who left a message in Russian on the floor in an attempt to incriminate another. Someone who tried desperately to hide the broken fragments of glass that would reveal the culprit's identity. And someone who abused the ship's emergency stop procedure in order to lock a door. All told, a busy night. But... Okay, I think that she's saying that either Stroganoff or Pavlova pressed the emergency stop button after the murder was discovered.
So then Sholmes didn't?
I guess not. I'll be genuine. I'm not following.
So then why they need to drug us?
Because they were trying to get everyone on board. So basically, at 1 a.m., they stopped the boat, loaded Pavlova on. Then she's playing with Kat as the boat gets back underway, accidentally kills Asogi. Then she goes, "Oh my god, he's fucking dead." Hits
Why
the
was the
button.
door unlocked if we already had the emergency stop? If we would have called everything to ship, we would have locked the door.
Maybe he unlocked it after the first one. I genuinely don't fucking know.
Basically, what I'm trying to say is this is stupid.
Yes, I agree. I must hear it with my eyes. Oh boy.
Alright,
What are you
I'm listening.
talking about?
Or I'm hearing.
Boy, the time has come. Oh, please don't tell me it's another fucking dance for him.
Are you gonna suddenly lose our shackles again? Are we gonna do the whole.
trace of evidence that shows someone was there last time when Cosmo died. Oh my god, it's the ink stain on his butt.
Yes!
Because the ink would be used to start writing instructions.
I will admit they got me because I thought Pavlova did it, not him. That ruined the thing first.
So nothing in particular comes to mind about the stain. What are you trying to say? It appears that the significance of the stain has escaped your attention, Seaman. There's a blue... Seaman Stroganoff sounds like a very bad Russian dish. Present the evidence that proves it. Oh my god.
Yes!
The crime scene photograph. Yes, it's his photograph and the ink it shows. That's what caused the stain on your uniform. Rather unusual color of ink. Purple. Ah! Ah, the penny drops at last. Now you see the significance. The Russian word on the floor next to the victim's body is written in purple ink. The stain on the back of your uniform was ink of the same color. The ink had been dry, it couldn't possibly have stained your uniform in that way. Which means you must have been present in the cabin the moments immediately after the ink was spilt. Alright, yes. It was me. I did it. Everything. Wait, so did the cat not actually kill?
Okay, he just
okay.
did all the hiding.
Setup. Yeah, I got
The
it.
gaslight
And then he pressed the button to make the Buria do the emergency stop. Biff, please. Don't worry, Angel. Let me do talking. It was after 1 in the morning. I was on duty, patrolling passageway. Then our angel came to me. She was white like sheet. Biff, please, you must help me. Darka killed a man. Oh, okay, so the cabin was open, according to it. I guess the logic is that he was up and about and probably would have went and unlocked the door or something.
Also, it's the middle of the night. Why would you have to go like at 1 a.m.?
Yeah, I don't know. He was writing in his journal.
Oh, that changes everything. You know, it wasn't until the journal I thought, yeah, I'll be able to lock my door at 1 a.m.
When I find his occupant lying lifeless on the floor. She said she was worried when she heard the sound of something falling on the floor. That's when she went to look. No, Angel. The door was not locked. So she opened it to look, and you already know what happened after. There's just one thing, if you wouldn't mind. What? When you went to Mr. Sogan's cabin, Miss Pavlova, was he already dead? Why? I already told you. When Nina opened the door of Student's cabin and looked inside, I was asking Miss Pavlova. Well, Miss Pavlova? Stop. Yes, that is right. I saw him. It was dark. He was wearing black, but he was on the floor, not moving. I'm scared. I understand, and I believe you. So where the fuck is Darka?
Good question.
Yes. Sholmes. Everything's fine. Which part of this photographic
The
text?
hand.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna guess.
Yes!
Oh,
It's just a good word.
particularly crass detail was orchestrated by the culprit. Yes. I meant to identify another point. Imagine, if you will, losing your footing yourself. My opinion, if you landed as a victim, appears to have done here, would be most unnatural. I'm sure you're reaching the conclusion.
They move the body.
His fucking face?
No.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure what.
Yes!
Let's see. Let's be here, Shirley. Yep, no.
I don't understand. So it's not the rating. It's not the face. Is the hand, right?
That particularly. Yep, obviously. Now I mean to identify another point. Imagine, if you will, losing your footing yourself. Would you land as the victim has? What of your hands?
Yeah, so it wasn't the hand, it's just that the first time they wanted you to think the Russian, and then from to look for something else. Right?
I guess. Maybe they're looking for his bald fist. Because you would reach out like. You know, let's try that one.
Yes!
One of his fists.
Alright, if he really fell due to an unfortunate accident, then his fist just doesn't seem quite right.
I thought it was the, when you fall, you don't typically go like this.
Yeah.
But
And if all one's instinct is to open the palms flat, yeah. You ever see the victim with his left hand tightly balled into a fist? Almost, you might say, as though he were gripping something.
his sword?
No, I think it's Miss Pavlova's earring.
Oh.
Because remember, he has one earring that's missing.
Right.
If he had it, why didn't you just present it?
Because drama.
Ugh,
I have to write a whole book on this.
there it is. What did I say?
I was going to say, I'm going to be honest, my first thought was that he was gripping his sword to fight back. Oh, somehow I've seen it somewhere. Literally 2 minutes ago we were investigating
5
it.
feet away from you. Oh my fucking god. This hurts me. This series
I
was
want to
so
believe
great.
they're just doing this because they're setting up that you're going to do this again in the future. God. Because, like
doing the dance,
it's not-
the observation dance, I get it. That makes sense.
And it's like, hey, listen, not everything has to be corporate. We can do sort of investigative type stuff. God.
Yes!
That's what I thought we were like. I was like, oh, it's gonna be perfect. It's 10:55. Like that was all finished. I'm like, but what about this? That means that she was there when he fell. Why'd she murder a man?
Oh, so they're saying that he didn't trip over a cat.
Yeah.
She's saying that Pavlova killed him.
But, like, what? Why?
Because he saw the cat. What I'm thinking that they're going to argue is that cat jumped through the vent, she tried luring him back, Asoji wrote about it in his journal. Then she went over to retrieve the cat, and the cat didn't come back, and he sees the cat, makes a fuss about it, breaking the rules, and trips over the cat at the same moment, grabs her ear. Fucking falls and dies.
We could skip 90% of it if he just went, by the way, here's your earring for when they were at the scene of the crime.
Yeah, I know, right?
The guy with hold evidence. Updated autopsy report notes. If I want to trigger your PTSD.
What did you do to Cosmo? Well, that's it. She finally broke. Yeah, it was too much, alright.
And then there was the murder. Did he even trip over the couch, or did she push him?
I'm willing to believe that.
I'm gonna commit murder so that I don't notice cat.
See, if we had just wrapped it up with Pavlova wrote in Russian, or Biff did it to cover her, and that was it, that would have been a fine mystery. I mean, no, it wouldn't have, but it would have been a nice end to this at this point. Oh boy. Now it's Kazuma. Thought it was a friend of mine. A young man from your country. He was very polite and kind, and that's why I killed him. He helped me find Darka, and he promised not to tell anyone. So then where's the motive? And then when I had my friend in my arms again and was going to leave the man's cabin...
She jumped and then he tripped and fell.
Just a moment, sorry, but... Oh, yes? I'm sure I know your face. I've seen you somewhere.
Right, lawyer thing. She stole the crown.
Oh, of course. You're Nikolina Pavlova, aren't you? The Russian ballerina. Hmm? No, I don't know that name.
Oh, she thought he was gonna turn blood, so she murdered?
Yep.
Even though he may have not have been?
Yes, I saw your performance in Japan. The beauty of that ballet made a deep impression on me. But what are you doing on this ship? I'm sure I read that your ballet company was performing in Shanghai at the moment. Wow, he actually just happened to be a fan of ballet, and that's the whole reason why he got killed.
Why? This is it. All my homies hate ballet.
So she explained. Keep my secret. Don't tell anyone. Give me a moment. I could use another opinion here. And then he's going to mention Naruhodo. He's going to pull the cord. He's going to tell the captain when he was reaching for the wardrobe. It was only a second, but it felt like forever. Wait, I shouted, and then...
No, it still was the cat.
Darker jumped out of my arms and down the young man's feet.
It still was the cat.
And... he turned around to look at me. Ooh. I pushed him.
But no, okay, so The place the cat brought up again.
Oh my god. Oh, the cat drew his attention.
Like, he turned to her, and then she pushed him, and that's why he grabbed her earring. So the cat is just there for... They had to throw in the extra cat
The
cry
cat is
for
like
nothing.
a multiple red herrings. Oh my god.
Tang the Tang, great storyteller.
Trevor, do you remember why you stopped playing Sun and Moon?
I just couldn't stand the writing as much as I like the gameplay.
This, except I don't enjoy the gameplay either.
There are moments of like, yeah, okay, I get this, and then moments
The
of...
first case, as much as it was overdone, I get it, it's a tutorial. It was a good mystery.
I was going to say, it was
I wasn't a fan of the sim, but,
It
you
was
know.
a good mystery. I just hated how many times, this is my last chance. This is your 5th last chance. Shut up.
So Pavlova did fucking kill him. Also, I love the fact that Kazuma died of a broken neck by slamming face first into the bedpost, but there was not a splotch of blood on it.
Also, no clear like sign of head trauma anywhere.
Like, I get it if that's when he died, but there should have been something.
Hey, even if you're dead, if you slam your head against something, you're
Where the
gonna
glass
notice
fell. It was by my feet, so I picked it up. It was dark in the cabin. I didn't notice the other half.
You didn't pick up a bell and go, wow, this isn't bell-shaped.
And then Angel went back to her cabin.
Now I'm curious.
Yeah.
Stroganoff assisted in covering up the murder, but he didn't know it was a murder at the time. He believed it was just an accident.
I believe that's considered like accessory after the fact, and you get like a very minimal sentence.
Because, hey, there's this accident. Can you help me make this look like a murder? That doesn't really help, but you know what I'm trying to say. He didn't know he was covering up an actual murder. He just assumed it was an accident that he was trying to cover up.
Wow, people rate this game really highly on reviews. 9 out of 10, 4.7 out of 5, 4.8 out of 5.
They're playing the same game, right?
Yeah, I know, right? Like, either this game has to get really fucking good in the end, or this is just...
Oh, everybody just played the other 5 cases from the other
Everybody
section.
just played the first case.
I was
That
going to say,
it.
everybody played the other 5 cases. Remember, it's the 2 games.
Still going.
Inspector was his friend. You hear the
He
door
only
knock?
came outside because Pavlova, he thought was Hosonaga.
So Sanaga's supposed to be his bodyguard.
Oh my fucking god.
No, don't say that. It doesn't make sense. Wasn't going to go pull a bell cord trying to wake you up.
Well, I'm not Kazuma, so I can't know for certain, but... He was a man of his word. He told you he wouldn't give you your secret away, then he wouldn't have done that. No, he was walking over to it. He was gonna pull the cord. He was gonna make them send me back. Well, Mr. Naruhodo, the day's work is not yet done, it seems.
One more deduction. I'll full on deduction. What was he going for? Where I was, right next to the pull cord.
Man,
Don't
that
you
drug
full
must still be in our
deception.
system, man.
know, Alex. We're just stupid. Ah, this is...
I want Dai.
fair enough.
You know what? I want Kazuma to be my favorite. Just somebody push me face first into a bedpost and snap my neck instantly.
I need to check something. Very important.
What?
Right, so we're looking up his name.
Take that!
Okay, I'm so curious about
What?
that. So we're looking up like what the heck is this person?
Yes.
There's a second image of him in a different costume. How the fuck do they explain that?
He's a zombie. Ooh.
Apparently, he becomes a prosecutor and his current status, last known status, is alive.
What the What the fuck?
Okay, so then they go, what is this? Here we go. Student defense prosecution. So apparently this man somehow is not in fact dead, even though he took a lethal blow, and then goes on to become part of the prosecution. What the fuck is this game?
You know what? I thought putting the like parrot on the stand was something. Apparently, bringing a dead man back to life is.
Something Necromancer's being the
If
best
this
lawyers.
becomes a fucking Frankenstein parody because it's in England of all places, I'm going to shoot myself. And whoever wrote this shitty game.
I still love my favorite thing about Necromancers being the best lawyers. I like to bring my first to the stand for the victim. Yes. So apparently he's somehow not dead and becomes part of the prosecution. Hope you rot in jail.
Where's Darka?
Where is Darka? Do we get to adopt Darka?
I don't
think you're allowed to have cats in prison, so do we get to adopt Darka? What have I done? Murder. You know what you've done. You killed a man because of a misunderstanding.
I killed a man with this thumb. Yes, and so at long last. Yes. Mystery surrounding the incident of the USS buried.
Finally. Finally laid to rest.
Oh my fucking word. Where's Darka though?
Don't say anything, because we're gonna go on a whole other case. Oh, January 9th. Okay, this is officially when he stops being part of the defense attorney. And then in about a month, he becomes part of the prosecution somehow.
I was joking about the Frankenstein thing, but I'm afraid that might be a real thing.
Got about a month to figure out how to resurrect someone from the dead and turn them into the ace prosecutor. Yeah, so she murdered him because of misunderstanding. And now he's dead, but we know because I was trying to look something about
I
him.
don't think that's how that
That
works.
he's dead, but
He just goes, won't the Russians try and repatriate her? And he goes, no, I think Schultz is going to talk to them about, like, including her and bringing her. And he goes, she ran away, and therefore she'll have to live as an exile for the rest of her life. I'm just like, I don't think that's how countries work.
maybe that's how Russia
Okay,
works.
you know what? Biff just admitted that he'll put himself in, he'll turn himself in for his involvement.
I'm sure it'll go easy for first of all sharing something. Second of all, the fact that you had no knowledge of exactly what happened there. You're just trying to help out a friend. But who's gonna take care of the snake? Two bats! We get Murder Snake and Cute Cat.
Murder cat.
No, not Murder Cat.
Oh boy, we're gonna turn back into the console to be sent back to Japan.
But, upside, we don't have to sleep in a wardrobe anymore.
That's true. Are we really gonna have to still sleep in? Yep.
I mean, you can fall asleep in the same place where your friend got murdered.
That got dark. And that got darker.
Anyway. Oh yeah, his other friend. Did you not notice each other 2 feet away?
I didn't know you had returned. Like, I get her not being observant. She's wrapped up in her grief, but him.
Walks in
I
doors.
observe everything.
Don't worry, he'll be back. Give him about a month. We'll figure out a way to resurrect him from the dead and turn him into the world's best prosecutor. Are you ready for your Miles Edgeworth to be your dead friend resurrected?
Dog, it's gonna be like midnight by the time we finish this fucking thing.
Yep. Never forget the person responsible. Have you already forgiven her? It wasn't an accident, though.
Just as silly as okay, I'll give them mishaps.
Mishaps maybe, but just it was an accident. I accidentally pushed him to his death because, it's because of a misunderstanding. But the accidentally pushing.
Please don't tell me it's Sholmes. Okay, thank God. Yeah, literally one of them was accused of murder.
It's the second time that he's almost fucked. Like, if he was just actually being a good bodyguard, it wouldn't have happened.
Also, that man heals from bruises pretty quickly.
Schultz. Come on, you knew what was happening. Still a stowaway? Is that gonna be a thing? So it's just, I'm so used to it, so fuck it, you're just gonna be in shackles.
For old time's sake. You're still.
Please, just give us a safe prompt. Just let's save. We don't need to talk to Sholmes, he's done nothing but cause us trouble.
It's literally him. He's the reason why we got arrested in the first place.
I'm here to offer my sincere condolences, also to reshackle your friend here.
Forgive
And
me.
laugh at him.
Because I got him arrested in the first place.
I'm very sorry that your friend died, but it's really funny that you just put your friend in shackles again without anybody noticing.
One lawyer and one assistant. Oh my
then
god.
we're gonna be the lawyer and assistant.
Oh my god. Are we really gonna be a lawyer just to make Susato happy?
Yes.
What a fucking simp.
Oh no, it's going to be Sholmes who's gonna suggest we just become a lawyer. So basically, it doesn't. The Great Ninja doesn't care about your education, so just send whomever, and they'll become a lawyer. I'm sorry I have to stay up so late for this to just end. Well, I'm just gonna start.
No, it's on auto. It's like a second after it finishes.
I was hoping I could just press A repeatedly to speed it up now.
It has to read out the full text before it does this.
It's still more than a month before reaching English shores. You can learn how to become a lawyer in a month.
I feel like it would take a lot longer than a month to go all the way from Hong Kong to Great Britain.
I don't know what time it is, but we could.
Like through the Suez, you think? No,
I don't
that
know.
didn't happen until recently.
Well, I don't know when this was. That's the only thing. Is that we're in this weird
Like,
summer.
photographs were just invented, so
But also, everything Sholmes did with his fingerprint gun. That's why I'm like, it's a weird state of like, oh, it's all they just have like things and they're just making this friendship, but also he has a gun that detects fingerprints. Also, they might have the power to resurrect the dead. Oh wait, they said it would be in about a month, right? It said that our friend stopped being a defense lawyer on the 9th and starts becoming part of the prosecution November 2nd. Or November?
November is 11.
Oh, November is... Oh, okay, never mind. Well, that's a lot longer. I just saw...
Jesus Christ, he's been dead for a while then. Dog, they're gonna be putting a zombie up on the stage. Oh, yeah, yeah.
From the looks of it, they just give him a... He looks very much alive, but just with, like, heavily cloaked up, he even has a mask. Like, imagine your stereotypical cultist. That's the prosecutor.
So I see some cut me with his fucking katana. Alright, you know what? I'll let you finish all this shit. I gotta go prep a couple more things for tomorrow. I wasn't expecting this to take so long.
Neither was I.
Yeah. Alright, have fun. I'm sorry. Fuck this. Alright, I'm just...
The good thing to burial seat. I'm just reading this, and apparently he somehow survives the event, but has intense amnesia and only remembers that he had an intense desire to reach England, escapes the steamship, and then becomes a lawyer. So somehow, after all this, and we declare him dead with like a snapped spine, turns out all that he actually had was amnesia. Creates everything but a desire to reach Britain and his lawyer knowledge, and becomes a top prosecutor in England. What? I don't know what to say about this. Yeah, I'm about to make my report. Just let us save. We're already 20 minutes over when we normally end. Are you really prepared to attempt this? Don't really have an option. Oh my god. Well, if nothing else, next week we get to have some fun. Next week we can turn off our mind and try and forget about this whole plot line. And instead, since Alex is going to be away, we're going to be doing some fun. Next week's going to be Turnip Boy robs a bank. Because Turnip Boy, I streamed the commits tax evasion, and then they released a sequel like last week that is Turnip Boy robs a bank. And so I figured anytime, either when Alex needs a break or when he's not here, we're gonna do some Turnip Boy robs a bank until it's finished. Yeah, seems we'll be working together for some time to come yet.
It's fun to sleep again. Stop.
Is this make up for us? Are we gonna go and choke slam her 3 times in a row? Are we going to just slam her into the ground 3 times because she did that to us? Oh my god. Not just once, but 5 times. Oh god. She's got a kink. Yeah. The fact she's insisting on it and she keeps on increasing the number. This is... Oh god, is Sholmes going to chokeslam her? Do it, Sholmes. I'll RKO. RKO her. Do it. Give her the people's elbow. How are we not done yet? We don't need to talk this in depth about it. Is he gonna punch her in the face? Please just let me save. Demonstrate. Oh, not demonstrating on Sholmes, demonstrating on us. Oh, this is something else. Please just let me save. Please tell me that's it. Let me save. Yep. Guardian of consciousness. Scene from the evening spent with him. Focus on. I don't. Let me save. Prize sword passed down through generations. The Sogi clan. And he got permission to bring his katana. Now we're gonna take up the sword in his honor. There's something very important that I have to do, Great Britain. It's still going.
Oh my fucking god.
So what's her face? The girl Mark basically said, whoops, sorry for slamming you to the ground. Throw me onto the ground 3 times as like comeuppance. And we're like, no. And Sean was like, interesting technique. Could you demonstrate? She goes, okay, and just grabs us and slams us into the ground. Now I have a flashback.
Alright. I'm gonna go.
Also, yeah, apparently your friend is in fact not dead, has amnesia, and the only things he remembers is a drive to get to Great Britain and his lawyer skills, and then become the prosecutor, and prosecutes us, and there's a whole bunch of different stuff. I don't know what's happening, Alex. This is... okay, it's an end.
that we can save? Please tell me we can save. Yes! It's done. Case number 2 is over. Okay. We'll call it there. I'll see you on Tuesday where we'll be finishing up Persona 5 Royal. Cool. Cool. Night.